Good morning, Team Crypto. Welcome back to another episode of the news. Today, we've got quite a bit to go over. A lot of stuff I think you're going to be super excited about. Starting off, of course, go TEAMCRYPTO.com. This is our website. This is where you'll find all the latest news, the on the radar, schedule a meetup, and you can become an affiliate or simply contact us. Go here to YouTube, you will find Team Crypto. We've got our subscribers and our news with Team Crypto videos are going to be listed right here. Let's get on with the show. Market cap is sitting around 1.8 trillion. Our dominance at Bitcoin is 41%. Ethereum is 19.5%. Our gas fee is 67 Gwei. Again, our cryptocurrencies are around 18,888, and we have 508 crypto exchanges as of today. Bitcoin, let's refresh. Bitcoin is sitting at $40,561. That is $40,561. Ethereum is at $3,045. BNB token is at $416. XRP is at 72 cents. Solana is at $103. Cardano is at 94 cents. And Avalanche is at $78.47. Fear and greed. Guys, we are sitting at 28. That is fearful. That is a good time to be picking up. Guys, it's nice having our fear so low at 28. Yesterday it was even lower, sitting at 25. And anytime we're in a fearful situation, just know that that is a good time to be loading up your bags and getting ready for a more greedful experience where you can start unloading the bags that you bought at a lower price. So like I said, now is a great time to be loading up for the future. Today, let's get on with the news. BitRefill partners with NBA star for Bitcoin smart sneakers. So looks like we're going to start having our items, our clothing, our shoes, our shirts, all are going to have displaying Bitcoin prices in real time with nodes built into the shoes. BitRefill is partnering with NBA star Spencer Dinwiddie to launch Bit Sneakers, a high-tech sneaker capable of displaying real-time price of Bitcoin. The sneakers have cellular internet connectivity with a 3G connection embedded into the flexible LED matrix screen with a full node and a mining rig built into the shoebox. The cellular data is free in 154 countries, and the LED turns purple once Bitcoin hits $1 million. The shoe costs 1 BTC and can only be purchased in Bitcoin. BitRefill is stepping onto the basketball court with NBA star Spencer Dinwiddie in the partnership where they are launching Bit Sneakers, the world's most high-tech sneaker that is capable of streaming the live price of Bitcoin. In the same way, we believe our services at bitrefill.com must be 10 times better than our competitors. When we made a sneaker, we want it with 10x the coolest of anything else. All right. We'll let you decide whether we are successful. That is the shoe. So the shoe is basically going to be telling the price of Bitcoin in USD. That is not exactly what I thought that they were going to be doing. But why not? That's a great start. The team at BitRefill, in collaboration with TNSID and Spencer Dinwiddie, designed what they are calling a quantum leap in sneaker technology. Each sneaker has a cellular internet built into the sleek and flexible LED matrix screen, which is controllable through a mobile application, and absurdly of this creation is not missed by Bitrefill. Okay, for us to beat great giants like Nike and build with everyone said was impossible is yet another proof of what a small, dedicated team like ours can do when trying to achieve something truly foolish. The sneakers are the first of many launches that will be coming from the Bitrefill team in coming months and can only be purchased with Bitcoin. The Bit sneakers come with a price tag of 1 BTC, meaning that the pair will always display the value of the Bitcoin used to purchase them. I've always strived to be transformative and revolutionary leader in the cryptocurrency world, and the opportunity to develop the world's most high-tech sneakers with Bitrefill has been the experience of a lifetime, said Dinwiddie in the release. The limited edition Bit sneakers are available for pre-orders at bitsneakers.com starting Wednesday, April 13th. So, go get your Quantum Leap sneakers that will tell you the price of Bitcoin. Yeah. Here is the shoe. And again, that shoe is just going to give you the price of Bitcoin, which is nice. It would be even cooler if that could be changed to display whatever it wants, but I don't know if paying $42,000, $40,000 for a pair of shoes is the smartest thing that we could be doing right this second with our Bitcoin. Up next, pro-Bitcoin Mexican senator proposes CBDC legislation. Senator Kmps' draft bill calls for a central bank digital currency to be legal tender in Mexico and claims the state intervention is native to human rights. Mexican Senator Kmps recently introduced draft legislation among the county's monetary law to include currencies issued by the central bank. Kmps outlines in repetition and intervention from the Mexican state is necessary to the success of the financial system of Mexico. She also says that the state intervention is native and inevitable for the citizenry of Mexico to possess human rights and for the development of society. Mexican Senator Kmps filed a draft decree amending Article 22 of the country's monetary law to promote the idea of the central bank digital currency, but outright defined it as necessary to human rights. The original legislation states that in Mexico, legal tender currencies include banknotes issued by the Bank of Mexico and metal coins. Next, it allows the Ministry of Finance and public credit and credibility for attempting to replace alloys within the coin-based currencies and calls for the same ministry to publish an official journal of federation detailing resolutions related to replacement alloys should they be used. So apparently they have the option of replacing the metal used in the coins, something that I guess I knew, but I never really thought about. If it's a nickel, does it really have nickel in it? Because a penny now is not 100% copper. The amended regulations reads the exact same except for two additions. The first adds virtual assets to the language of Article 22, whereas the second adds a new item to the list with a new type of currency to fall under legal circulation status. Financial systems operations need the intervention of the Mexican state through the creation of laws, secondary positions, and above all, the generation of public policies that promote development and economic growth, the stability of the financial system, and the protection of users, the draft explains. Kmps argues that intervention of the Mexican state in financial systems is necessary. Furthermore, the draft makes the case for the state intervention being central to the most basic humanitarian assurances of the Mexican people. The intervention of the Mexican state in the economy must be appreciated and assumed by the different legal operators as a native and inevitable relationship with the discourses of human rights, competitiveness, and development. In other words, Kmps is stating that Mexican citizenry could not expect to possess human rights or the ability to progress as a society without the intervention of the Mexican state. The draft bill also outlines the need for the Mexican state to protect users from malicious service providers, be it intentional or unintentional. It is essential that the state, through the regulation of the financial system, promote the greater access to and use of the financial services through intervention to ensure that the service providers provide fair treatment and quality services to their users, as well as how to create financial education programs that provide the necessary knowledge for Mexicans to make more informed and aware decisions of their resources. I do agree with this. As we read on, you'll find out that they're going to be teaching in school more and more about digital forms of money. And I feel like that should be across the board, with everyone in every classroom learning some type of financial education programs, whether it be crypto related or just teaching kids how to save money. I think that's really important. Absent the Mexican state, the draft would arguably lead one to believe that the informed decisions involving financial education are impossible to achieve. Later in the draft, Kmps text details how certain protocols like Bitcoin are decentralized and allow anyone with a node to join the network and participate in this trustless security mechanism. This is accomplished by taking a computer or hardware device specifically designed for running the Bitcoin protocol and simply connecting it to your peers. However, Kmps bill swiftly pivots to say that the decentralization is not necessary for the digital form of money. Regarding protocols, computers operating on the network which record the transaction or road assets must follow the emission rules in order to confine transactions, and those rules must be established in predetermined protocols. The bill reads, there is a possibility that the new computers may be part of the network, however, it is not necessary. So she's saying that they can run a node, or they don't have to run a node. I think it's a better idea to run the node. This may come as a surprise, as Kmps last week shared during the Bitcoin 2022 conference her intentions of creating legal legislation that would see Bitcoin becoming legal tender in Mexico. Not only do we not see favorable terms for Bitcoin in the draft, we don't even see it being mentioned. Interestingly enough, this draft is dated April 6th, the day before her announcement at the conference. It is unclear if there is another draft intended or if Bitcoin is to be included in the verbiage of the virtual assets presented in this amendment. Kmps later tweeted a response as she fielded questions from the concerned Bitcoiners on the matter. She argued that this legislation is a necessary component to the broader goal of making Bitcoin legal tender. In Mexico, the only one with the power to decide the legal tender currencies is the Bank of Mexico. We need this step. Otherwise, there is no matter to discuss it in the legislative branch. It is a process. Nothing is written in stone. The Mexican Financial System Stability Council stated in 2019 a controversial conservative position towards cryptocurrencies defined as virtual assets in the fintech law. Kmps said in a direct message, according to this, we can assure that there will be a considerable distance between the virtual assets and the Mexican financial system. Also considering that in Mexico, the Mexican Central Bank is legally entitled to determine in secondary regulation the characteristics that virtual assets must fulfill to be used by financial entities. So we can get Mexico. We already have quite a few other places that are using Strike to make their transactions, and they're using Lightning. So there's right now Bitcoin is only doing 3 transactions a second, but Lightning is doing 40, 50,000 transactions a second. So that's usually been the issue. I think what this is actually referring to is that they're trying to get people more involved and get regulation. So Mexico, keep up the good work. I like what Kmps is doing, and I hope that she can continue to connect Bitcoin with the citizens of Mexico. Bitcoin-backed mortgages and pristine collaterals discussed at Bitcoin 2020. That's right. They're sitting down and they're talking about doing some collateral mortgages and some Bitcoin-backed mortgages. Nice thing about that is when you put something on a blockchain, it is immutable, so it cannot be changed. And I think that that is very impressive. Bitcoin 2022 hosted a panel at the enterprise stage on the use of Bitcoin as collateral for mortgages and other debt-based instruments. The panel kicked off with the moderator, George. When it comes to the names, I'm just going to skip a lot of this. I'm going to give you the first name. Try to make it as easy on everybody as possible. George introduced the panelists. Edward Rodriguez, the co-founder and CEO of BPN Capital Group. Adam, the co-founder and CEO of Lind. And Sam, the founder and CEO of Hosky. And Joseph, the founder and CEO of Milo. George started the panel by introducing the topic of proof of reserves, how mortgage lenders verify that you have the Bitcoin in order to qualify you for a mortgage. The idea that the exchange can prove to you that you have the assets that you should have. Building a layer that can prove this will unlock Bitcoin's full potential. When asked why customers would not call Wells Fargo instead, Adam responded, when it comes to traditional income, they may not qualify, but they're very wealthy in Bitcoin. This introduces the idea that Bitcoin could replace income as a method of verifying a homeowner's ability to pay back their loans. Adding on to that concept of pristine collateral, Rupinda said, Bitcoin is the perfect collateral that an individual can have. Moving into Bitcoin-backed mortgages, starting in 2018, mortgages were a heavily regulated industry. We need to make sure we're complying with all the regulations. 3 years later, we were able to get the regulators happy. Many of the current lending companies that accept Bitcoin as collateral aren't necessarily the best option for mortgages because of the liquidation process. The key challenge of a Bitcoin-backed loan is the liquidation, the ability to meet margin calls in the event of a liquidation. Very liquid assets with Bitcoin were stable assets in real estate, extending the margin call timeline to allow people 2 weeks to meet the collateral. So the way that a lot of this is working right now, especially for someone like me, what I have been noticing is that if you store your Bitcoin or your collateral, store it on Coinbase, then Coinbase, if you gave them 10,000 worth of Bitcoin, they will gladly hold that 10,000 worth of Bitcoin and issue you $5, $6, $7, $8,000 worth of money that you can use to do whatever you want to with. Some people, like Michael Saylor, take that money and purchase more Bitcoin with it. When you're doing that, then you're increasing your holding, and his goal is, before his first payment, if Bitcoin can go up, then he's profiting double. Both ways. You're profiting off the Bitcoin that you actually own, and you're profiting off of the Bitcoin that you purchased with the money that was allocated to you for the Bitcoin that you already own. Sorry. By extending the timeline of margin calls, mortgage customers would have more time to deposit more collateral. Reeds explained how current Bitcoin-backed loans do margin calls. Current margin calls could be instant. When it hits 80% of the liquidity to value, we liquidate the Bitcoin to pay off the loan and close it. So what this is talking about is when Bitcoin goes down. If you say I got a loan initiated at $60,000 and Bitcoin has dropped below 60 grand, what do you do in that situation? And this is it. So they would actually sell some of your Bitcoin to cover the collateral between your margin call when you opened it and what it's actually at now. So when it goes below 80% of the value, then they will liquidate some of your Bitcoin. In reply to how potential borrowers are responding to these new types of loans, we haven't had someone say no yet. There's a lot of people who want to use their Bitcoin without selling it. Bitcoiners hold the most valuable thing ever conceived in humankind. We should feel empowered by that, not shackled by that. Reeds responded to a question about regulations for using Bitcoin as collateral for public mortgage lenders. In regards to the way mortgage approval works today, you're not even really lending against the asset. You're lending against your future income. By using Bitcoin as collateral, it actually allows you to borrow against an asset of equal or higher value. Reed compared holding private keys to holding a title. If you have the keys, you have the title to it. Rodriguez built on Reed's response by coming back to the topic of financial inclusion. We're building financial instruments that were previously only available to the 1%. That's what Bitcoin represents, is inclusion. How can we put the right tools in the Bitcoiners' hands who, without having hundreds of millions of dollars, profit like the guys who have hundreds of millions of dollars? The reason the third world is poor is because of the poor framework around private property's rights. Nothing that's allowing homeowners to post their Bitcoin as collateral will allow for a much wider swath of previously discouraged borrowers to finance a home. In regards to borrowing against your Bitcoin, people can now actually keep their Bitcoin. They can borrow 100% of the value of their purchase. All they have to do is pledge their Bitcoin. Rupinda added, "We think this is a big opportunity. We have the responsibility to do it right." Rodriguez clarified this end goal of Bitcoin-backed mortgages. We are very close to the finish line when it comes to commercial mortgage-backed securities. The dream will be, by next year, we have multiple mortgage-backed securities on the blockchain up and running. He concluded the reason Steve Jobs was able to get the computer out was because he made it easy without people having to understand it. We have to make it in such a way that people have to understand so people don't have to understand the back end of the technology for people to use it. Finally, Reeds closed out the discussion with a comment. Bitcoin is equal to everybody. The other thing that is equal to everybody is that everybody wants to own a house. What you can expect from Lind in the next couple of years is that we're going to keep building and keep using Bitcoin to diversify into other asset classes. So this is extremely exciting. It's something that we have been waiting on for a long time, and now we're finally getting companies that know exactly what to do, and we are getting senators and states that are creating regulation, and they know exactly what to do. I could picture insurance companies, these financial backed mortgages, using Bitcoin as collateral. It's exciting, and I feel like I keep saying the same thing over and over again, which is it's exciting. I can't wait to see what happens with this. All this news just excites me every day. I get to bring it to you. I can't wait to hear what's next. And for you, up next, MGM Grand is testing out NFT ticketing in Yellowheart tie-up. The Polygon-based platform is adding utility-backed tickets to one of the largest event spaces on the Vegas Strip. That's right, the Jabberwockies. NFT ticketing platform Yellowheart took to Las Vegas this week for its first collaboration with MGM Grand Resorts, selling a collection of NFT tickets to a run of Jabberwocky dance performances. The collection of 1,110 NFTs grant holders access to prime seating at the in-person shows, which run through April 30th, as well as adding benefits like food and drink credits, airdrop digital collectibles, and meet and greet opportunities. It's the latest crossover for the Polygon-based ticketing platform and the world of traditional entertainment, with the idea being that NFTs are not only a more secure and fraud-proof way to sell tickets, but can act as a sort of social token for added utility between fans and artists. Here is a picture of the Jabberwockies on the red carpet. All right. The company launched its app last October through the non-fungible ticketing sector, still remains in its early stages. Katz said about 100 Yellowheart tickets have been sold for the show so far. Through ticket sales volume of these types of performances are typically concentrated in its final performances. Yellowheart is now raising its Series A funding round. It has raised $7 million in seed funding to date. Other NFT ticketing platforms looking to make a name for themselves in the budding sector is Backstage and Git Protocol, which are both also built on the Polygon blockchain. Great idea building on Polygon. It is fast, and I am a huge fan of Matic. I have been a holder since the beginning. Dallas Cowboys Inc. deal with blockchain.com as NFT teams begin crypto embrace. The team is partnering with the exchanges as NFL loosens its policy on which types of crypto firms can be sponsored. So apparently before they had I guess they weren't allowing crypto to sponsor, kind of like cigarettes weren't able to be sponsored or put into ads They didn't have cigarette ads for long. I don't even know that. I don't think they still don't have cigarette ads. But that's kind of what happened here, and it looks like that Dallas Cowboys has released them and allowing cryptocurrencies to sponsor. The Dallas Cowboys picked blockchain.com as the first crypto-related sponsor. Cowboys owner and general manager Jerry Jones made the announcement at the press conference on Wednesday. The deal comes at a time when the NFL is beginning to ease up on how teams get involved with the crypto industry. While some have called the Cowboys the first official crypto deal made by the NFL teams, sorry guys, by the NFL team, that's not entirely accurate. Oh, okay. The New England Patriots partnered with fan token platform Socius in November, though the deal has yet to produce any tokens. In March, the league amended its temporary ban on all crypto and non-fungible token deals it put in place in September, now approving sponsorship deals that don't include the promotion of specific cryptocurrency fan tokens included. A Socius deal with 13 NFL teams was announced separately on Wednesday. The Dallas Cowboys is not among the teams involved. So I'm not 100% sure exactly what we have here. I do see that NFL, NFTs, and the players and Bitcoin were all getting involved into Bitcoin. And that is that. Last but not least, guys, Elon Musk. We all know that he bought a little bit of Twitter a couple days ago, last week. Now, he would like to buy the rest of it. He is offering $41.3 billion, and he will be taking the company private. But Mr. Justin Sun, founder of Tron, responded by tweeting that he is willing to pay more. Right now, the $41.3 billion that Elon is offering is around $54.20 per share. Excuse me. And Justin Sun is willing to pay $60 a share. So he is willing to pay $5.80 more per share. Elon Musk, the CEO of the electric car maker Tesla, offered to buy the social media company Twitter for about $41.3 billion in cash. Musk plans to take the company private in order to go through the changes that need to be made, he wrote in a text to Twitter chairman Brett Taylor, replicated in the filing. In late March, Musk criticized the social media platform for failing to adhere to principles of free speech, saying that it serves as a de facto public town square, and this failure therefore undermines democracy. So on March 26th, Elon Musk sent out a tweet, said that given that Twitter serves as a de facto public town square, failing to adhere to free speech principles fundamentally undermines democracy. What should be done? ? Under that, he said, free speech is essential to the functioning democracy. Do you believe Twitter rigorously adheres to this principle? And it doesn't show what he said after that. I invested in Twitter as I believe in its potential to be a platform for free speech around the globe. And I believe free speech is a socialite imperative for functioning democracy. Following Musk's filing, Justin Sun, the founder of Tron blockchain, tweeted a thread in which he said he would pay $60 a share for the company. Justin Sun says, I believe Twitter is far from unleashing its full potential, thus I am offering $60 per share to take the platform private. But we fully support the reform initiatives of Elon Musk and would love to see Twitter becoming crypto native and Web3 friendly. Because of the news, Twitter shares surged 12% in pre-market trading. They were trading recently up 6.4% to just under $49. Musk took 9.2% stake in Twitter for an estimated $3 billion earlier this month, quickly followed by an announcement that he would be joining the company's board of directors. However, the CEO said a few days later that the board position was no longer on the table. My offer is my best and final offer, and if it is not accepted, I would need to reconsider my position as a shareholder, Musk said according to the filing. Owning to the Tesla CEO's well-known interest in cryptocurrency, his announcements often make ripples in the crypto world. Meme-based crypto Dogecoin enjoyed an 11% spike following the news of Elon's initial Twitter investment and rose about 6% after Thursday's news. They are currently up 5% over the last 24 hours. Twitter has also established itself as a crypto-friendly platform over the recent months, adding the ability to send tips in Bitcoin last September, with the facility extended to either in February. Guys, I love Elon Musk. I like what he's doing. I'm a fan of Justin Sun. I like what he's doing. And guys, I mean, Jack Dorsey, I'm a fan of his. I like what he's doing. Looks like everybody is in search of free speech. And whether Twitter gives them that platform or not, I think that we're going to have that. And I'm excited to see what happens here. And as it does, believe me, I will keep you informed. So guys, thank you very much. I appreciate you watching, sticking with me. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Like, subscribe, all that helps with the algorithm. And thank you. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend, good morning, good afternoon, good night, and I will most certainly talk to you later. See you.